Basically, there are four levels of security. We are talking of global security, we are talking of national security, regional security, and human security. And my argument is that the countries or the nations or society which ignore human security, they turn all other securities vulnerable and they turn them into insecurities. For example, in case of Pakistan, when we look at the population which is vulnerable to floods, for example, due to climate change and many human-made disasters. That is the area which is more vulnerable and more prone to the conflict. That is the area which is more vulnerable and prone to militant activities. And that's where, when state is not able to respond to the needs of the people, the non-state armed groups, they actually got a chance to fill in the vacuum, and they come as a humanitarian aid provider, or they come as all other guises, and they take sympathies of the local population. So one can say that these insecurities, which are either due to the policy deficiencies or due to our human actions or due to natural calamities, when they are not taken care of properly, they directly challenge the sustaining peace. So in order to sustain peace, we have to remove these human insecurities, so that people, their resilience is strengthened, and once their resilience is strengthened, they can avoid conflicts and they can live in a mutual peace and in a mutual amicable society. Well, in order to avoid climate risk, we have to strengthen the resilience of local people. We have to learn from communities' knowledge, their indigenous knowledge, and we have to try to strengthen that bit. The external solutions, externally imposed solutions, perhaps they won't work very well. So all we need to do is to learn from the communities and strengthen their practices, the existing values and norms, so that they can be climate resilient. And once they are climate resilient, they will be able to live in a more peaceful society, and they will strengthen the efforts towards peace. Well, in terms of policy making in developing countries, climate change would only get the attention when it is monetized, when we know that the losses due to climate change, they are X, Y billion dollars, and only then policymakers, they will give it an immediate attention. If you just think in terms of planet, in terms of trees, in terms of biodiversity, etc. So many of the policymakers in developing countries, they won't give it much attention. But when the moment you will tell them that due to climate change, X percentage of your GDP is losing per annum, they will give it an attention. And I think that's how we need to label it if we want to sell it to the more powerful minister in the cabinet, which is the finance minister.